How's it going, YouTube? This is Mr. Scrubbert coming from Scrubbert's Stronghold. We have a quick US and China turn for you as I finally updated my board. We're going to hopefully exploit on Japan's awesome turn they just had and see what we can do. So real quick for buys, with the $76 that US has because they spent 5 on tech, they're going to buy 1 miner, 1 naval base, 4 infantry, 1 tank, 2 artillery, 2 destroyers, and 1 transport. And China, having $5, will spend 4 of it and buy a cavalry. Okay, so for combat, in the Pacific, we have the strategic bomber that was in the Aleutian Islands. He's going to fly down to Tokyo with 2 moves left, and he's going to strategic bombing run on the factory. We have 3 fighters that were on the carriers. They're going to escort the bomber. However, I'm told there will be no interception. So, there we have that. The transport in Korea is going to pick up 2 guys and go on down to 19 with the rest of the fleet and drop off in Okinawa, take Okinawa. And then another transport that was on Season 6 is going to pick up a gentleman in artillery, move down to 17 for Iwo Jima. I want to note real quick, the entire fleet that was on Season 6 is moving to 19, minus the transport, like I mentioned, and 2 destroyers from that fleet. To assist in an offshore bombardment, this battleship is going to move on up to Okinawa as well to do an offshore bombardment. This transport right here is going to have the guy in the artillery that was on the Hawaii Islands, and it's going to move 2 down to Marshall Islands and walk on to Marshall Islands just like Okinawa. So those are all the combats on the Pacific side of the board. On the European side of the board, the bomber that was in London is going to strategic bombing raid on Paris. So not much action on the European side for now, but there you have it. So the built-in AA gun for Japan in Tokyo is going to try and knock out the bomber. And then I will do the rest of the battles here in the Pacific and move on over to Europe. 6, that is a miss. Alright, so the bomber will roll and get a 1, not too good. But 1, and because it's a strategic bomber, you add 2 to it, so 3 damage total. We'll go down onto the factory here in Tokyo. Not as much damage as I wanted to, but it's a start, so we'll get there eventually. Alrighty. Don't know why that's sticky. There we go. All right, and this bomber will land in Korea with its 2 movements left. Doesn't really have too many other places to go. Okay, so now Okinawa was a walk-on, and Marshall Islands was a walk-on, and we got to do the battle for Iwo Jima real quick. This goes over here to the U.S. So come on over here. So for the Battle of Iwo Jima, the battleship will be shooting at a 4, infantry, artillery, both at a 2, and there will be 1 gentleman battalion for the Japanese defending at a 2 as well. So for the U.S., 2 hits. Okay, for the Japanese rebuttal, miss. All right. So Iwo Jima will fall, as will Okinawa and the Marshall Islands. This gentleman needs to go, and that is it for combat on the side over here. Over here we have the bomber. He's not going to be flying over any AA guns. However, the built-in AA gun in Paris will get a shot at the bomber, see if anything happens. So, for Germany, see if Germany gets any lucky. Oh! Well, I'll just throw it out of the thing. I like these trays, but at the same time, so a 3, which is a miss. For the U.S. For the damage, we will do 2 plus 2, which is 4. So total of 4 damage will go down onto the Paris factory. Not as much as I was hoping for, much like Japan, but it is what it is. They get to do something with their lives. Arc de Triomphe. I got all these cool little capitals, and I painted them all gold. Because I just thought that looked good. I painted them all gold. So, the bomber is going to fly back to London for the remainder of its movements. Alright, so that is it for combats. We will do some non-combats now. Real quick. Marshall. Okinawa. Okay. Oh, sorry. Iwo Jima, Okinawa. I always get them mixed up. I'm not good with maps. I'm sorry. Okay. There we go. Hold on. My wife's giving me a call, but I will answer here in a minute. Hopefully she won't be too upset. Alright, so for non-combats, we have... actually, I will just put up in a... I will do all my non-combat in a separate video so I can answer my wife's call. This is Mr. Scribbert signing off for right now.